Sri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. The conversation between Lord Kapila and his mother Devahūtī is going on. Kapiladeva says to his mother, "O mother, now I shall explain to you about yogic system. By following yogic system, one's mind becomes purified and works on the path of self-realization better. Better engages in devotional service to please the Lord. Following what rules are written in the scriptures and what scriptures dictate for a particular person, doing those activities are the best way to advance in spiritual life. What is recommended for one in the scriptures must do that. One should avoid doing those things which are against the scriptural injunctions. What is favorable to please the Lord should be accepted. Anukulya sankalpa pratikulyam vivarjanam. Same thing is said there somewhere else. Anything that is unfavorable to please the Lord should be rejected. This is a similar thing. Should remain satisfied with what comes own accord, regular income. Whatever regularly comes as income should remain satisfied. Should serve a self-realized soul, a pure devotee. Nichasrayam na kartavyam kartavyam mahādasrayam, it is said. One should associate and follow and serve and please a pure devotee. Any activity which will increase intensity to crave for sense gratification should be given up. Any activity, anything that will cut the tie to the repetition of birth and death should be accepted, should be done. One should eat only purified, pure vegetarian food which is first offered to the Lord, but in limited amount, so body and soul can work together. Should live in a solitary place which is free from fear of ferocious animals. Should help other living entities and think them to be equally valuable. Not torment anyone using mind, words, or bodily action. Should speak only scriptural evidences, should only speak scriptures and scriptural truth. Should not steal from anyone for any reason, but beg and ask if you need something. If they voluntarily give you, then accept. Should not collect more than that is required. Whatever is required, that much should be collected. Should remain celibate. Try to remain celibate. Celibacy is the best to please the Lord. Keep mind controlled. Always remain pure by doing devotional service. Should perform austerities prescribed by scriptures or by the spiritual master. should go through some physical, mental inconveniences to remain pure or to please the Lord, to perform devotional service. For example, you went to pick flowers in cold season, and while picking flowers, rain came and you got wet, you got cold. When you came back, returned, you caught cold, sneezing and all that. This is inconvenience. But to please the Lord, one should go through these inconveniences. Should remain clean outside and inside. Outside by Jale Snanam Dine Dine Sakrat Gita Amriti Snanam Sansara Malanasanam. Should take a regular bath, clean bath, and should follow all regulative principles and rules of scriptures, so inside is also clean. Only however much is necessary, that much should be spoken, no extra. Should control the power of speech. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam cha priyahitam cha yat Svādhyāyābhyasanam cheva bhāngmayam tapouchyate. Bhagavad Gita. Should only speak paramita bhāshana, what is required, however much is necessary to speak. Like that. Gradually and slowly, easily should do pranayama. So the life air becomes smooth running. Keep the mind and away from sense objects. Keep the senses not seeking the sense objects. Keep away. So you remain pure. Always meditate on the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. They are transcendental pastimes, meant for devotees only. The Lord did only for devotees, and you meditate on them, you are always satisfied. Should fast on Lord's days. Lord has some days in a year. There are 24 Ekadasis, and there are other days, Lord Kṛṣṇa's appearance day, Lord Rama's appearance day, Nrsimhadeva's appearance day, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance day, Lord Shiva's day. These are the days. So fast and regularly give charity. Certain percent. The scripture says 50% of your income should go to charity. But we say, because of Kali Yuga, nobody wants to give any charity. They are not interested. They want to enjoy. So we say 15%, 1-5. Instead of 50, which is said in the scriptures, we say 1-5. Even that is very difficult to give. Person hesitates. Pleasingly should give charity. Heart should be happy that I am giving my 15% in the service of Guru and Kṛṣṇa. If you do that, the Kumargi only goes bad to bad spots. The mind will remain controlled and purified. The mind always thinks and seeks bad things. And that Kumargi mind will become smooth and happy, purified. Always serve Lord Kṛṣṇa. By serving so, one will be satisfied spiritually. Must perform, should perform. Puraka, Kumbhaka and Rechaka. And Rechaka, Kumbhaka and Puraka. There are 3 categories of pranayam. We have explained in Shveta-svatara Upanishad. That book you can read, the process. Here we are talking Bhāgavatam, so we don't want to talk that. Kapiladeva says, perform pranayam, so your mind becomes peaceful and life air becomes purified. Just as contaminated gold if it's put in the excessive heat and supplied excesses of pressure, air relinquishes its contamination, dirt, and becomes purified. Similarly, pranayam makes the mind give up contamination, the pressure, like that. If mind is purified, it only thinks about Lord Kṛṣṇa. One should keep mind away from sense-gratifying objects. This process of pranayama keeps balanced mucus, air and bile. Ayurveda, kapha pitta vayu sadhanam. Bile, air and mucus remain balanced, so body works better. And when body works better, mind remains peaceful. Mind is disturbed when body is not working right. And if mind is peaceful, then all the bad qualities such as material attachment, envy, hatred and all those go, superiority complex walks away. In this situation, one should meditate on the smiling face of Lord Kṛṣṇa and his bluish black complexion of Lord Kṛṣṇa, in whose neck is a forest flower garland made of forest flower, who has Srivatsa mark of Lakshmi, Srivatsa mark, Bhrigu Muni's footprint on his chest, who has Kaustubha jam hanging on his neck. Such a Lord's form should be meditated. And this meditation can only take place once mind is purified, like that. It's not easy because mind goes, in 1 second, goes somewhere else. And should think and meditate that Lord takes many categories of incarnations just to please his devotees, just to make his devotees, just to help his devotees, just to extend his mercy to his devotees. Goal of God is to please his devotees, because devotee has made his or her goal to please Lord Kṛṣṇa. How wonderful it is when you are under the care of God. So wonderful. Kapiladeva further says, Evam haro bhagavati pratilabdha bhavo. Evam haro bhagavati pratilabdha bhavo bhaktya dravad hrudaya utpulaka pramodat. 100 words of words. Every word has its meaning. Every word has one chapter to speak. Of Bhagavat, look at this, what has happened. Otkantya vaspa kalaya muhurartyama magnas tachapi chitta badisam sanakair vijumte. O mother, continuously engaging in devotional service makes one love Lord Kṛṣṇa. Attraction towards Lord Kṛṣṇa, affection for Lord Kṛṣṇa increases. Continuous, must carry on, not stop. For 6 months doing and then go back for 5 months, 10 years doing, 5 years doing, then go back. Jump in the material life. It is not the way to increase affection for Lord Kṛṣṇa. If one does so, affection Lord Kṛṣṇa increases, then one chants, then eyes become filled with tears, so the skin hairs stand on end. Person becomes thrilled in devotion. That is the way. Lord Kapila is speaking. then in this situation, when one is engaging that mind in the lotus feet of the Lord, Savimana Krishna Padaravindayo, that mind works like a hook for the fish to catch and pull. That mind pulls Lord Krishna towards the devotee. We throw a hook with the little thing in the water, and the fish comes and catches, and then we pull. Similarly, the mind which is engaged in the service of the Lord pulls Lord Krishna towards his devotees. Lord Krishna comes to the devotee, and that devotee's mind after this point does not go in any material engagement, does not go towards material sense gratification. In other place, some other place, Parikshit Maharaj told Sukadeva Goswami very meekly, humbly, saying, Dhautatma Purusha Krishna Padmulam Namunchati. How one can give up devotional service? No, not possible. When one gives up devotional service is when mind and heart is contaminated, then only. See what he says, Parikshit Maharaj says, Dhautatma Purusha Krishna Padamulam Namunchati Mukta Sarva Pariklesha Pantha Swasaranam Yatha. Whoever's heart is totally purified by executing continuously, wholeheartedly devotional service sincerely, does not give up in any condition lotus feet of Lord Krishna, serving Lord Krishna, does not give up. In any condition, every situation, every circumstances stays in the service of Krishna, because that brings spiritual satisfaction, lasting, sasanti madhigacchati, sasvat santi nigacchati, eternal, unseizable peace, happiness comes to that devotee. Just as a person traveling strenuously comes and becomes peaceful, comes to his house and becomes peaceful, free from miseries, traveling strenuously. So, similarly, fed up with material frustrations, comes back to Lord Krishna and does not go from there, swasaranam, then becomes peaceful. That is like this. Anand Maharaj always called me Dhautatma, never called me by my name. I lived with him 24 hours a day. I joined in 1972. We lived in the same hut. Today is a big temple in Vrindavan. We joined, there were only 3 huts. In one hut, me and Anand Maharaj lived. In one hut, 24 hours a day. So he knew what was my name, but he never called me by my name. He died, I think, 1992 in our place in Vrindavan. He never called me. He called me Dhautatma, means washed, cleaned, purified Atma. He knew my name, but he knew he was a pure devotee. He could know. It's like that. So, the Nyaya Shastra also says how devotion increases, how intensity increases in devotion, how quality of devotion increases. It says, Nyaya Shastra, Gautama's Nyaya Shastra, one of the 6 philosophies we have discussed in Introduction to the Bhagavad Gita very carefully. Bhakti siddher gariyasi. There are quotes, aphorisms like that. Bhakti siddher gariyasi. Only by doing bhakti, quality of bhakti improves. You have to continue doing it. If you don't do it, it will not increase. It will not increase the quality. If you want to receive perfection in devotional service, you have to continuously perform devotional service. And that is the goal of a human being. A human being, cow cannot do bhakti like that. So, if one reaches the culmination of bhakti, then that devotee does not know how this world works. How he's sitting, how he's walking, how he's eating, how he's drinking, how he's sleeping, how he's discussing. He don't remember anything, just like a drunkard who has excessively drunk wine, don't know how he's walking, what he's sitting, what he's speaking. His clothes are falling off or he's wearing clothes. He don't know anything. Similar situation happens to a pure devotee, like that. But in the world we have to act correctly, otherwise they will throw stones at us. So we have to do like that. Even after receiving pure devotional stage, we have to function properly, because we have to preach and bring some hellish people who are going to hell, pick them up slowly, as many as we can. Who are lucky, they will come to us. Just for that we have to act right, even after reaching to perfect stage. At this situation, devotee understands that soul is always separate from the body. Soul is never mingled, mixed, like water and milk, not mixed. Always remain separate, like oil and water, mixed, not mixed. Just as fire is separate from the wood, even though wood is ignited, still fire remains separate. Similarly, soul is always separate from the body and bodily senses. And the super soul residing inside the heart as guide witnesses the activities of the soul. Further, Kapiladeva says, Sarvabhuteshu Chatmanam Sarvabhutani Chatmani, same thing in Bhagavad Gita. Ikhyeta bhavena bhuteshu eva tadatmadam. The pure devotee sees that same quality of soul resides in everybody's body, either be a human being or animal or a bird or reptile or aquatics or trees and plants. Everybody's body, same quality of soul resides. Only pure devotee knows. Kapiladeva says this. And the devotee, pure devotee, sees that all living entities are in Lord Kṛṣṇa, in the Lord. And the Lord is in them, seated in their heart as a witness. Therefore, giving the same value of all the living entities should be there. Lord Kṛṣṇa says, Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mayi pasyati. Tasyaham na pranasyami sacha me na pranasyati. One who sees every living entities are in me and I am residing in them, that devotee is never forgotten by me because they don't forget me. See how wonderful. Devotee understands, just as fire in different places acts differently, fire is same. Just you light fire in the rope, twisted rope, then fire acts like a twisted fire. Fire is not twisted. If you light a fire inside the plastic, it acts differently than lighting fire in the wood, small piece of wood, or lighting a heap of husk or dry grass. Fire is fire. Fire is everywhere, but looks differently, acting differently. Similarly, the soul is same, equal, but residing as per the body acts as per the body. If the soul residing in a human being acts like a human being, soul living inside the animal, same soul as human being acts as animal. Soul residing in birds, although same soul as animal and human being, acts like bird. Soul residing in a fish, aquatics, same soul as human being and others, acts like aquatics. Soul residing in a tree and plant, acts as them. So, value of soul is same. Everybody should be given same equal value. Even though they are meant to be used by human being, but not to eat, but their service should be used. There should be a difference between dog and God, G-O-D and D-O-G. 3 letters are there combined, but only D and G is situated differently. So we should make some distinction. Should be careful from Maya, how Maya works. Using the body and soul contaminates the soul, contaminates the person, takes to hell. We should be careful. Only by mercy of the Lord, a devotee understands the function of Maya. Otherwise, it's very difficult to understand. Lord Krishna speaks in the Bhagavad Gita, Devi Maya, Devi Hesha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratyaya, Mama Eva E Parpadyante, Maya Metantarantite. Very difficult to overcome because it's stringent law of material nature. Very difficult to overcome. Only devotee. Mama Eva E Parpadyante. When one surrenders to the Lord, easily comes over Maya. Thank you very much.